who's ready to make some berry pie with a crumble topping. I am. Michelle here in the Ginger's Kitchen, bringing back this recipe, tweaked it a little bit. The last time I made this was like, for you guys, it was in 2021, so a long time ago for me. This is 2025. It's hard to believe that, you guys. So what I've done, it's January. Fresh berries are expensive. They're not as good. What the store had was just kind of sad. So I got an organic frozen blend, and it's strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, and blackberries. There's 5 cups in here, and all I need to do is, it's pretty quick, you guys. I have 1 cup of cane sugar here, okay? I have a half a cup, got it, okay? And I'm gonna mix this just a little bit, and it's gonna be powdery and cloudy, and that's totally fine. So the next thing I want to do, I want about teaspoon of lemon zest. I like to go heavy and do the tablespoon. It's up to you on what you want to do, but it's going to add some good flavor and tartness. Also, my original recipe has a tart apple, like a Granny Smith apple, 1 whole apple. You peel it and core it and then dice it up. Kind of chopped about the same size as the berries, but we're doing this one a little bit differently, so it's gonna be delicious. I already made my pie crust. It's in my pie pan. Oven should be 350 degrees. Okay, I'm happy with that. One thing to note, I already melted my butter because you want it melted and cooled a little bit. You don't want it super hot, and it's unsalted butter. It kind of matters more in this recipe just because there's so much of it. For the topping, you don't want it to be too salty. So the next thing I'm gonna do is cut my lemon. I want some of the juice out of here. Okay. Should just make space on my counter, huh? All right, and I'm just gonna pour all of that in there. We're gonna mix it up. So we want all these berries to get nice and coated with the sugar and the flour. And the next thing I'm gonna do is grab out of nowhere, this magic, my pie pan with my pie crust. And I will put a recipe link for a pie crust down below in the description along with the recipe, okay? And we just want to dump all of this in here and kind of just spread it around so it's flat-ish. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, now we need to make our crumble topping. And here's the thing with our crumble topping. What we want to avoid is turning it into a paste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 1/3 cup of cane sugar, 1/3 cup of brown sugar, and ½ teaspoon of salt. And I want to get that just blended together. And once you get it whisked together so that it's fully combined, we're going to switch over to a fork. So what we need to do is we're going to stir that. And then I'm just gonna slowly drizzle while I stir this with my fork. And I don't want to dump too much in at once because, again, we want to avoid making a paste. We want to crumble. Okay, now it's time to get our hands a little dirty. Who doesn't love that? Okay, so I'm gonna take my mixture and just kind of fluff it around with my hands because there's still a little bit of dry flour down at the bottom, flour, sugar. And I am going to break up the crumbles a little bit if there's any bigger pieces, and I'm just gonna start sprinkling it on there. Try to avoid really big pieces. They don't have to be tiny either. And I'm just gonna try and get it evenly spread. A piece of foil. I'm just going to loosely cover this. I don't want a tight seal, just loosely cover it. We're going to bake it for 20 minutes, take the foil off, and then bake it for another 40 to 50 minutes. Then it's gonna be ready to pull out. We're gonna let it cool off. Serve it with some French vanilla ice cream, vanilla bean ice cream. It's gonna be so good. Here we go. This pie is done baking. It is so good smelling. It's gonna be delicious, absolutely delicious. But I need to let it cool some more. It's not done cooling, the bottom's still very hot, which is why I have it on this cooling rack so that some air can kind of circulate underneath there and help cool it down. I am going to absolutely serve this with some vanilla bean ice cream and enjoy my dessert. Is there something you'd like to learn how to make? Tell me what it is down below in the comments. Thanks for joining me here today in the Ginger's Kitchen, and have a delicious day.
That's one boy puppy.